Hey there. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late. I was getting a last minute thing taken care of, and I am still trying to get something taken care of. So just bear with me for 1 minute if you will. And well, there's nobody in here, so this is not a problem. But that's okay. This is not a normal time of the day thing. So not a problem. Get this moved over here. Why are we frozen over there? Okay, apparently I am frozen. Don't know what's up with that. Oh, there we go. Let's see what this is. Ooh, everybody else is going live today that I normally watch. Okay. We'll give a couple minutes just to see if anybody comes in, because once I get started, I don't want to have to restart this. Although I realize I'm probably going to have to edit after the fact anyway, so that's not a problem either. And this one may be difficult to show on camera, so I'm probably going to be fumbling with the camera, possibly readjusting. And I probably should have went and dug out. I know somewhere I have a mini tripod. Excuse me, I just don't remember where my mini tripod is. I probably should have looked for it and found all that before I decided to go ahead and do this. But the camera is going to have to get readjusted. So today's project, we're going to be making these little hearts. I think it shows up better on the lighter color. You can see this pattern here. And for this project, we're actually, hey JJ, hi. For this project, we're using a number 3 crochet hook. But for this stitch, we're actually doing what's called Tunisian crochet. So this is not normal crochet, it's called Tunisian. And Tunisian crochet is usually done with a different type of crochet hook, but because this project is small, we're able to do this on a regular crochet hook. Let me show you to get started, in case any of my hookers show up. Let me show you what Tunisian crochet hooks look like. That's a 3. Yeah, let me double check. 3 millimeter. This is what a 3 millimeter Tunisian crochet hook looks like. So it's the same size, the hook part, but it's long. It's meant to put a lot of loops on a hook. And as you can see, I have a bunch of Tunisian crochet hooks. That's one set. That's one style of Tunisian hooks. There's another style, because if you're making something that's even longer, there is another style. Let me find another 3 millimeter. Bear with me a moment here. You'd think I would have had this out already. If you're making something that's even longer, just like with knitting hooks, you could have circular hooks. And this is another 3mm Tunisian hook, but it's set up so that you could put a lot of loops on here and make something that's exceptionally long. So again, this is a Tunisian crochet hook, and you can see it has the hook on there. Hi, Valentina. Welcome. You're new here. I'm just showing some Tunisian crochet hooks. Today's project is going to be, we're going to make this little heart. We're just going to use a regular number 3 crochet hook using a regular stitch there. But I'm just showing, just to get started, I'm just showing some different types of Tunisian crochet hooks. So this right here would be for a much larger project. But wait, there's more. Well, thank you. Now, they also make interchangeable crochet hooks. For Tunisian. Sorry, that's Rosie over there making a mess. And I just pulled out the number 10 hook. So these ones are stainless steel. And you get your wire. This one's wire. And this will screw into the end. And what's nice is there's connector pieces. So you could connect these wires together and make this whatever length you need. And I've never had to make it the full length, so I'm not sure what the maximum length on that would be. But what's nice about this set is that you don't have to have a bunch of sets around. And the wire, if it kinks, you're going to end up having a problem with it later. You know, kinked wire is just like with any other type of wire. When it kinks, it's annoying. And you can't find replacements for it. And on the end of the wire, you would screw on a metal cap. And then they have little pieces on here that for tightening it down. So, and this set only goes up to 10mm. I can't think of too many times I've used anything larger than 10mm when I'm doing Tunisian. But I'm one of those, I like gadgets and gizmos, so I have to have every size available. So I also have a larger set that's plastic. And this is a size 25. This is a 25mm hook. It's got some weight to it, but it's plastic. And all of the cables for it are also plastic. And they're small, so to get any length out of them, you have to hook them all together. And with too much use, I could see these very easily. And these just pop in and out. I could see these wearing out with a lot of use. So if I'm going to use this big hook, I know they're big. So if I have to use this big hook for anything, or if I'm using this for anything, I'm probably going to leave it hooked in and minimize the amount of times that I'm exchanging, because I could see this wearing out. And I'm probably gonna look at that short little one too. I'm probably gonna check with some of my friends and see if anybody's come across ways to adapt a actual wire, to see if somebody's made a some type of a metal grommet and a wire to adapt to these. And I can't imagine anybody's made a metal Tunisian hook of this size. The weight on it would be just too much. And the only reason I have this large set is for the larger hooks, the size I think 12 and above. Yeah, 12. I would say the size 12. What, 12, 12, 18, 20, and 25. Yeah, because the other set has the 10. So this would be 12, 15, 18, 20, and 25 are the sizes that you cannot get normally. Will you get off the laptop? Get. Rosie's being annoying. Go. She's going to make the day difficult. Do you know how hard it is to work with yarn when you have a kitten around? So let me grab something over here. Okay. Now, normally I would try to put a pattern up, but on this one, because we're doing Tunisian crochet, and I am not sure of the best way to explain it, I'm going to go with just watch and go with it. I know that's probably the worst instructional, but it's really not difficult. So, Valentina, have you ever done Tunisian crochet before? Okay, are you going to work along or are you just watching? Okay. Okay, as with all crochet, we want a slip knot in there. And chain 4. Okay, this is not working. We're getting blur. So I got to do something different. I saw blur on the screen, so let me try something different here. Slip knot. Might have just been the distance. We'll try it again. Okay, we got to do a chain 4. 2, 3, 4. I'm worried about the blur. Okay, this is not working. Maybe I need a different color background here. Let me see, what can I do? That's not going to work. I really think it might be the background color. Let me see if I can get something different here. Let's see if this helps. This is a piece of my leather. It's chemically dyed leather because there is no leather this color that could be vegetable tanned. Let's see if this will help. Slip knot. Chain 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Let me make some adjustments here. See if I can make some camera adjustments. Just not happy. No, I'm not nervous. I just don't think that it's showing up, so it's going to be hard to show something. You want Let me see if it'll show better. Maybe it's just a bad yarn color. And I had a second yarn here just in case. Chain 4. Boy, I'm going to have fun editing this when it's done. Okay, it does show up better there, but that's too fuzzy. Hold on. I did want to use a yarn that everybody would have, but that's not going to work out because this yarn's old and it's fuzzy. Wait a second. That already had one that was open. Yeah, there. I'd like to say the best laid plans went a little awry, but I didn't spend a lot of time doing a lot of planning on this, so bad on me. Okay, there we go. Okay, I'm making another pink one. Okay, there we go. Slip knot, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I got witnesses. I can count to 4. Okay. working in the back bump on the first stitch or the fourth stitch from the chain. We're going to close that up and make it a circle using a slip knot. No, you get down. Okay, you want to make sure you know where that hole is in the center there, because that's the only thing we're working in on that. See, I still think that's blurry. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Now on the top loop, I am trying to look on the other screen here to make sure I can see everything. On this top loop, or on the back loop as you're looking at it, okay, you skip the first chain from the hook, put your hook into the top loop or the back loop as you're looking at it, yarn over, pull through, leave your hook on the, leave your loop on the hook. So you have 2 loops on the hook. Go into the top loop as you're looking at it, or the back loop of the next chain, which will be the 3rd chain from the end. Yarn over, pull through. You now have 3 loops on your hook. And then you're going to find the middle of that chain 4 circle you made. Make sure you get the middle, put your hook through, double check to make sure you're in the middle. Don't worry about that tail. Tuck that tail away anywhere. You're going to yarn over, pull a loop through, and you now have 4 loops on your hook. See that? Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and you just completed your first row. You just did your first row of Tunisian crochet. Good job. Okay, now we need to do an increase. So you need to do a chain 1, make this a loose one. You want this loose, nothing's tight here. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky here. I want you to hold it like this so you can see this upper portion here. I need to grab something here. Grab my blue one here. Okay. You can hold your yarn back. You see how I'm holding it back here? You can see you got front posts here. You're going to be working in this back loop right here. And this very first one is made from this loop right here. You see my hook just fell out of it. And this very first one is sometimes difficult to get. That's why I said when you make your increase, make it a little bit loose. That'll make it easy. And when this yarn is up, it's hard to see. So to make it easier for you, I always say, pull that down a little bit. But when you got your hook in there, you see it's a little bit hard to find. So if you just pull that down, you want to put your hook in there, and you could use your finger if you need to. I do it all the time. Make sure you get the whole thing in case your yarn splits at all. And if you work with yarn, you'll know what I mean by it splitting. But you put your, look at this, I got a fruit fly in here. You put your hook in there, yarn over, pull through. That original loop, that's counts as your first loop, by the way. So now you got another loop. Go to the next one. yarn over, pull through. And as you can see, I'm using my fingernail to help me get that hook through there. Yarn over and pull through. We got 4 loops on the hook, which is perfect. We had 3 last time, if you remember. We're going to, through the center of the 4-chain circle, pull another through. We're at 5. Yarn over, pull through 2. That's our first stitch. Yarn over, pull through 2. Our second stitch. Yarn over, pull through 2. Our third stitch. Yarn over, pull through 2. That was 4 stitches. And you just did your second row of Tunisian crochet. Okay, we're going to do an increase. Remember, keep it a little bit loose. It'll make it easier to get that stitch. So we did an increase. This row will be 5. Put that down so we can easily see that next stitch. This stitch right here, this loop right here. And remember, this is our first loop right here. So there we go. We got that through there. Yarn over, pull through, 2 loops on. Yarn over, pull through 2. I'm sorry, yarn over, pull through. We got 3. Yarn over. We got 4. Yarn over. And now we got 5. Through the center 4-chain. We now have 6 on there. Yarn over. Pull through 2. Pull through 2. Pull through 2. 2 and 2. So now we've got a 3, 4, 5. And you could always double check because you see our cross stitches right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 stitches. Okay, we got to do another increase. Pull through. Knock that down so we could easily see that back stitch. Yarn over. Remember, we're doing 6 stitches on this row. Yarn over, pull through. Pull through. Pull through. Pull through. Pull through. We got 6 stitches on this row. Through the center. We got 7 loops now. Yarn over. Pull through 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. And 2. There you go. And you can see, look how pretty that's turning out so far. This will look better with some light on. Oh yeah, that light helped. Okay, we need to do 3 more rows with 6 in it. So no more increases yet. So pull that yarn down and go right into that little loop right there. yarn over, pull through, one, or that's 2 loops on, 3, 4, 5, 6 loops for the stitch. Put it through the center to anchor it. That's our 7th. Yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, 2, 2, and 2. 2 more time for 6 stitches for the row. Oops. Look, I went to crochet it. Boom. Okay. Get that little loop there. The first one's always the toughest. There we go. Yarn over, pull through. Get out of here. Yarn over, pull through. Over, pull through. Pull through, yarn over, pull through. There, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops, I put an extra one on there. And that's why you always count your stitches. Through the center to anchor it. Yarn over, pull through. Yes, always count your stitches. Because it's easy to make a mistake. And as long as you're counting your stitches and double checking yourself, it's easy to fix it. And one more of 6 through that first loop. Yarn over, pull through. Boy, this sure seemed to go easier when I was doing this at midnight. What's up with that? Oh, that's because I'm doing it live on camera. Funny how that happens, huh? There's 6. Anchor it through. Pull through 2, 2, 3rd stitch, 4th stitch, 5th, and 6th. Okay, now we need to do another increase. So we're going to chain 1, pull that down so I could get that back stitch, the one that likes to hide. Yarn over, pull through. So this row will be 7. We got 2 on there. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Anchor it in. So there should be 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on there. Do our pull throughs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, another increase. We do a chain. Find that loop right down there. we go. Yarn over. Our second on the chain on the hook. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there's our 8 stitches. I'm going to anchor it. Pull through 2. Pull through 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. Okay, now we have to do a decrease. And when you do a decrease, you go into this first stitch right here. Let me get a sip of my coffee first, because I'm starting to get froggy here. And if you've been watching any of my lives, anybody here that's just watching and knows me, you know I've been having a little bit excuse me, you know I've been having a little bit of problems with my voice, so apologize. Okay, we just finished our 8 stitch row of Tunisian. Now we have to do a decrease. So I moved the yarn aside. Oh, I wonder if I could Tunisian this in. What do you think? Would it look pretty if we Tunisian this in? She keeps putting it up here. I just might. Okay, so I'm moving the yarn aside to keep it out of the way so you could see. So got my first loop on. I'm going to go into this first bump here like I normally would. Let's get my hook into that first bump. Get in there. Okay, it's in the first bump. I'm going to pull loop through, and then I'm going to pull it through that first one also. And that's how we get our decrease. And then continue on. So we got 1 on the chain. And this is just like we normally do. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We'll anchor that in. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. So there we did our first decrease down to 7. Get some more yarn out of here. Tell you what, lying 24/7 does not come smoothly out of the center. Look at this. And it's such a small skein, I didn't want to take the time to put it on the yarn winder. My goodness. Okay. So that's 7. The next 4 rows will be 6. So this will be 1 decrease though. So find the bump. Find this bump. There we go. Yarn over, pull through, and then pull through. And then everything else is like normal. So we got 1 on, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Anchor it in. Pull 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. 3 more rows of 6, just like we did before. Through that bump. I said first bump is always the worst. 1, 3 on the hook, 4, 5, 6. Anchor it in. Pull through 2, pull through 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. That's 2. We got 2 more sixers to go. Whiny little bugger. There we go. 1, 'Come on. Oop. Snag there. There we go. 6 loops on the hook. Anchor it in. I swear somebody sent a drone fruit fly to bug me. Who did it? Okay, that's 3. 1 more row of 6. There we go. 2 on the hook. 3, 4, 5, 6. Anchor it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches. Okay, now we need to knock it down to 5. So we're going to do a decrease. Go through that first stitch. Yarn over, pull through, and pull it through. We took 2 stitches down to 1. 1 on the hook. 2. 3. 4. Oops. There we go. 4. When I pulled that one through, as soon as I pulled it through, I could tell something was wrong with it. So dropped it and went back and corrected it. So I anchored it, 6 loops on there. So pull through 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay. Another decrease. Yarn over, pull through 2, turning that into 1 stitch. Got 1 loop on the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anchor it in. 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. Another decrease. Got back bump there. There we go. Turn 2 stitches into 1. Rosie left her mark there. Two. There's our 3 stitches. We're going to anchor this in. Pull through 2. Pull through 2. Pull through 2. Okay. Now, that's all the decreasing we need to do, but we need to finish this off. So, we're going to go to this bump right here, which would be the next bump, no matter what we did. And we're going to slip stitch it like that. We're going to go to the next bump. Pull it up. And we're going to slip stitch it. Find a spot all the way down there that you can get into. And get out, and we're going to slip stitch into that. And that one I like to make sure gets pulled really tight. And then cut your yarn. This one you cut short. And I pull through one more time. And this gets pulled real tight. And I pull this one through to the back. And give it another good tight pull. And give it a little pull for sizing. You don't have to sew your ends in on this because you're going to be making a second one and then sewing the outer edges together so that you can, where did I put it? So that you can stuff it. So you can see that you end up stuffing it. So, you know, you sew you make a second one, you sew your edges together, and that's just slip stitching it, and you stuff it. But you can see this was what was just completed. So easy peasy lemon squeezy. But look how pretty that is. You know, that's the one side. Last night in one of your chats, Terry said it kind of looks like a seashell pattern. And I looked at it, I'm like, you know what? It kind of does. It's isn't that the scallop shells, I think, that have that kind of a pattern on it. You know, so whether you use this to you know, make something else or keep it as hearts, that's kind of like a philodendron leaf shape. So you know, if you wanted to make leaves for something, this could also be used as like a leaf pattern. You know, so there's I think a lot of different uses for this. Now on the second one, which I'm going to sew this in because that's just how I roll. I don't have to, but I do because I don't like loose ends. And they'll just get in my way when I'm doing anything else. Yeah, I know. I give myself more work all the time. I'm a pro at doing that. But when I was making these last night, I think it took me about, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes to make each one, each half. And that's with me just, putzing around, stopping to, switch over to a different video, drinking my beverage. If I was on a time crunch, I could probably get it done quicker if I needed to. I can't imagine that I would be sewing anything on a time crunch though. And I'm also sewing in all the tail instead of cutting any of it because, why waste any of the yarn for one? And this is going to get stuffed, so that's just, adds to the fluff of it. But so there you go. That's the one side, and then this is the opposite side. So some people like a knit side versus a purl side, but this side is traditionally considered the wrong side in Tunisian. So everybody has their different opinions. So, but since I'm here and I do have to finish the project, I am going to continue and finish the project so I could do the sewing part. And we'll see if it shows up any better the second time around. So, but anyway, so that was a chain 4. We slip stitched the chain 4 together and then do a chain 3 off the side. And then second chain from the end using the back loop only. Stitch through, pull loop through, leave it on the hook. Next loop, put the hook through the back loop only, pull through. We have 3 loops on the hook, and then through the center of that 4 chain circle, and make sure you do get through the center. Put our hook through, yarn over, pull through, 4 chains on, or 4 loops on, yarn over, pull through 2. Hey, Amanda, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Are you here to watch or are you here to chat? I already made one, so I'm perfectly fine with chatting. I'm just getting a second one made. Chain 1. And then we start with these top loops right here. We work with these little loops in the back here. and they can be hard to get. The very first loop is difficult to get into. Oh, okay. Yeah, I already did more detail on the one, so on this one, I'm more or less just uh, putzing now and going through it. And so that I could sew them together. Here's the first half. I was going to make it a different color than I already had, but the you know, against the black and the other yarns weren't working for me, and then I put a this piece of leather I had. I'm like, well, let me put a different piece of backing on the table, see if that helped, and then I'm like, I'll just go with the pink yarn and see if that helps. And you know, yeah, it's something else, you know, trying to do a live tutorial with make sure that the yarn can be seen, the stitches can be seen. And this is not regular crochet, so I was doing something completely different. And yeah, running into some different glitches. So I'm not even sure I'm going to be leaving this one up. I don't know if it's going to be editable. Edit, not edit. But it's a good learning curve, so that's good. I may have to redo. Well, I appreciate the support, Amanda, but I may have to redo this one. But it's a good learning curve, and learning is always good. So how are you today? Oh, lucky you. God, it was like an act of Congress to try to get my ex to do anything with the kids. I worked all day. I'm like, what the hell do you think I did? Oh, by the way, that was when we both worked at the post office, so he couldn't even use the I worked harder. Excuse me. in there. Oh, it has its moments. I certainly understand why some people went postal. The bigger an asshole you are, the further you went up in management. And no, I was never in management. I'm not that kind of an asshole. Hey, Terry. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. How's it going for you? I think I screwed up. I think I made a boo-boo. They're not matching up. And that happens. Let me see if I can find my knot. Oopsie. Um, there's no one beginners in particular. I would say just probably the best thing to do would be just Google beginners crochet Now I did see Wildflower put up a post today saying something about doing some tutorials. I don't know if she plans on doing like beginner level or not. So she might. And she's been crocheting for about a year. And that's what she said in her live that I caught the other day, that she's been crocheting for about a year. She's done some beautiful work. I mean, I was surprised when she said she's only been crocheting for a year. So, but I don't know what level of tutorial she plans on putting out. Um, let's see. Nastasia, she puts out some nice stuff. Crochet a Day. She does more individual stitches, but I'm sure she has some tutorials on her page. Ah, got it. You're right. Foo barred up somewhere right back around here. Yeah. I think I miscounted on my rows of 6. And I'm going to run short on yarn, so I'll have to add more yarn. That's okay. Yeah, see, I have so much yarn. Believe it or not, like this is leftover yarn from a project like 20, 25 years ago. I kid you not. I have so much yarn, it's insane. You don't want me to get that eye boogie, then you shouldn't jump up on me. How about that? And oh yeah. Um and then let me get some of this stuff off my desk here. And then I mean, I have bins and bins of yarn. And then when I really picked up a lot of yarn during Corona. My friend, my one friend, um, she's an avid. You should see how much fabric I have. We've talked about that. My one friend Mindy, well, this is before COVID. Um, she's really big into fabric arts, and she's the one who got me into instructing. And her motto is whoever has the most yarn when you die wins. How twisted is that? But you know, when you go to fiber art shows and it's like, oh, let's check out this yarn store, let's check out that yarn store. And you know, I mean, you quilt. You know what it's like. Come on, you don't have a quilt stash that can cover the planet now or at one point in time? Hmm? Okay, well, you did. How did you part with it? Oh, but anyway, yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, okay. Get off the laptop. Get get. But get yarn. Yarn big sales, and then Packetans went out of business, and they're literally right down the road from me, like within a mile. And got a bunch of yarn big sales then. And yeah, so I have a lot of yarn. I have a bunch of well, I don't have a bunch of I don't have as much cone yarn as I used to. I've used a bunch of it, but I have a bunch of bolts of fabric. Oh yeah, I have bolts of fabric. I have bolts of fabric. Trust me. I have bolts of fabric. Yeah. Bolts of fabric and cones of yarn in bins. Uh-huh. So I could probably make a quilt the size of the United States with the amount of fabric I have. What's the matter, you? So what are you waiting on? Gotcha. Can't be perfect at everything. And to do all that work and then screw up on the end like that would be a tragedy. So I totally understand that. Yeah, now that I don't have kids around, I still can't get anything done because I have fur babies and feathered babies. So I really want to do a Bargello quilt, and I have a pattern for a Bargello style tree skirt. I just need to get my round to it out and get moving on it. You know, in other words, I need to hit up some of the Amish fabric stores and get the fabric that I want for it. You know, and I think I've had the pattern here in the house for the tree skirt, I think probably 2 years now. Oh, you're up in the Lancaster area? Will you stop it? That filling makes my teeth hurt. Too sweet. The whoopie pies, all the fruit filled fry pies. Oh, they're delicious, but they're all too sweet. They make my teeth hurt. It's like eating. It's like I might as well be eating honey. You know that's always made my teeth hurt. You know the fry pies, the uh peanut butter, the strawberry jam. Ugh. How about the creamy noodles? You ever have the creamy noodles? Okay, go, go. Oh, creamy noodles are really good. Oh, I remember seeing that. I have to get back to her. Yeah. I got to get back to her. Yeah, I don't I got to let her know that I don't do that, but see if we can find someone else in the community that might be interested. So yeah, I remember seeing that and then I got completely distracted on something else. Thank you for reminding me. Notice how quiet someone was today, acting like they didn't watch last night. Wasn't planning on it. Why? No, but you know that the octopus hat, people sell those on Etsy. I've seen them up to 125 bucks. You're gonna have to learn how to make it yourself, dear. I will happily help you make them. I will happily help you make them. I will sit here and hold your hand virtually and help you crochet it. Think of how much more special that would be. And I probably have 4 or 5 different patterns for the octopus and the squid hats. You know, each one has, there's a little bit of differences with each one of them. And you know, I download one and I'm like, no, I don't like this part of it. Let me get a different one and see if I like that part better. And I'm like, oh, I don't like that. Let me check out this other one. I like the way this part looks on it. And you know, ended up with several different patterns from each of them before I decide, oh fuck it, I'm just going to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that on each one. And that's what I mishmashed multiple patterns together in a little bit. Oh, that's fine. That's just my regular occupational therapy. So she's thrilled that I was doing some of my crochet stuff um, with my channel. And no, she doesn't get to go to my channel, although she'd be cracking up on me. So she's a pistol, and she does do some crochet. She has known me for many, many years now. And she's a big crafter too. And she's made it clear that whenever I get to doing some candy in my freeze dryer, that she's number one on the list to get the freeze dried Skittles. Everybody wants the freeze dried candy, man. Everybody wants the freeze dried candy. Hey, White Russia. Oh, it is Friday the 13th, isn't it? Didn't think of it that way. What are you doing? You know what? I'm making you a dunce hat. I'm going to make you a dunce hat. How about that? How about that? You get a dunce hat. You're going to have to post a picture of it on the community tab, White Russia. Give me just a second. Sorry about that. It's 37 degrees outside. it's like a heat wave, and I cannot like warm up. I got a new shirt too. Let me see if I could. Yeah. This just came in the other day. That's my new shirt. Thank you, White Russia. Yeah, I really like pineapples. And since we're just chatting, I'm going to go to my avatar, and you can enjoy that pretty little basket of yarn there. Well, I was planning on it, Terry. Can you think of anything major to discuss tonight? even when there's nothing really major to discuss, we all seem to really like just getting together to chit chat too. But we need to have somebody else come up so I'm not wearing out my vocal cords because, I can't be the only one sitting up here talking all the time. Even it was just a big round table, just shooting a shit, girls' night out. I'm good with that. I got my t-shirt off Etsy in case anybody's interested. I think I have some other ones up here. Let me look. Well, I don't think. I know. It's cold in here. Okay. There's this one. These are shirts I plan on wearing when I go back to doing some of my cooking in the kitchen. I like the pineapple one too. I was in a mood when I bought this one. It says, I like the sound you make when you shut up. Like I said, I was in a mood when I got that one. Don't be salty. And this says, I'm a ray of fucking sunshine. Don't be a twat waffle. And yes, I can make these myself, but I don't mind supporting small businesses. I got that one off of I'm sorry, Etsy. And with shipping, I would say it was less than 25 because I don't like spending a lot on t-shirts. So it would have been less than 25. So I'm going back to my avatar if you don't mind. But yeah, I will make a point to look later. And if I don't, remind me, okay, White Russia? But I would guess it was less than 25. And that was a nice t-shirt. That wasn't a super sheet. That wasn't a super thin or cheap t-shirt. And also the company, they have a bunch of different t-shirt colors to choose from. different styles. You know, they have crew necks, V-necks. I believe they have tank shirts and sweatshirts and all different things to choose from. So it's one of those types. I'm pretty sure I have some other skull fabric in the house I've picked up for different projects over the years. You know, tomorrow my youngest son will be 35 years old. Yep, he was born on Valentine's Day. Hey, stop that, meow meow. Yep. What's for dinner? I'm hungry. What day is that, Terry? Don't make me count it out. Ah, nothing wrong with pizza. I actually picked up Chipotle yesterday. I haven't had Chipotle in a month and a half, and I didn't feel like making it. Because making Chipotle is not difficult. It's just a lot of things to make one meal. So it's time consuming because I like everything on it. So it's a bunch of stuff you have to make. and my freezer is too packed still right now to have any portioned out portions. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I could have a whole shelf dedicated to Chipotle stuff. Oof. Wouldn't that be divine? Okay. I am going to call it 2. So, ladies and lurkers alike, as of right now, I'm still going live tonight. So, thank you for being here. Thank you for the tutorial. I'm probably going to edit that out because maybe not. I'll leave it in there. There is a huge learning curve to trying to do a crochet tutorial on live. So, huge learning curve to that. So, I'll figure it out. But thank you for being here. And we'll most likely see y'all later tonight. So, Terry, knock your husband out. We'll see you tonight. Bye.